One of the most talked about players in women's basketball right now is Caitlin Clark. She first became well known while attending the University of Iowa, where she filled arenas and set records. It wasn't simply her abilities that attracted attention when she joined the WNBA in 2024. It was the manner she changed the league. Viewership reached all-time highs, ticket sales skyrocketed, and products flew off the shelves. However, Clark is now advocating for causes greater than herself. She is advocating for reform within the WNBA. Caitlin Clark and numerous other players wore black warm-up shirts with a straightforward yet impactful statement printed on them during the 2025 WNBA All-Star Weekend in Indianapolis. "Give us what you owe us." This was more than just a style decision. In order to initiate a dialogue about appropriate compensation and respect for the women who keep the league going, it was a direct demand made to the WNBA. The focus soon shifted to the shirts. Reporters shouted questions, fans applauded, and the WNBA player compensation controversy reached national headlines for the first time in a long time. Neither Clark nor her teammates were timid. They made it apparent that this demonstration was organized, coordinated, and long overdue. There was more to those remarks than just money. It has to do with feeling appreciated. You must comprehend the figures in order to comprehend the protest. The WNBA and NBA now have a huge salary disparity. The typical WNBA player earns between $72,000 and $12,000 annually. Despite being the league's most talked-about player and the first overall draft pick in 2024, Caitlin Clark only makes roughly $78,000 during her first season. For her whole four-year rookie contract, that is less than $340,000. In contrast, an NBA rookie can make over $1 million. Furthermore, it goes beyond the superstars. WNBA starters make multiple times less money than NBA bench players, who may only play a few minutes per game. Clark and her teammates are working to alter this. They want an improved collective bargaining agreement, which is the formal contract that establishes rules, compensation, and working conditions for clubs and players. After the 2025 season, the current CBA will expire. Players chose to opt out of it early back in 2024. Negotiations with the league haven't gone smoothly since. Numerous athletes, including well-known players like Breanna Stewart, have expressed dissatisfaction with the meetings with WNBA executives. They believe that no significant progress is being achieved. "We should be paid more, and hopefully that's the case moving forward as the league continues to grow," Clark stated during All-Star Weekend. She said that everyone in the group supported the demonstration and that it wasn't simply her idea. From novices like her to seasoned players with years of experience, it served as a signal of solidarity. The 2025 Commissioner's Cup, a mid-season competition with prize money, made the problem of poor compensation even more apparent. The Indiana Fever, Clark's team, emerged victorious. The winning team's players received bonuses totaling about $45,000. That is more than twice as much as WNBA players get when they win the finals championship. Clark was taken aback and perplexed. "We get more for this than you do if you're a champion," she said, sharing her ideas with viewers during a live webcast. "It doesn't make sense." She even made a joke about it, referring to it as the Kathy Cup, a moniker for WNBA Commissioner Kathy Engelbert. The name sent a clear message while being a humorous attack. The salary structure of the league is flawed. Clark was being truthful. She wasn't attempting to be impolite. She is aware of how focused she is on the game. People are paying attention to her performance. All of the tickets are sold out. Although the WNBA is attracting more sponsors, the players aren't receiving their just compensation. She expressed what a lot of players and fans were already thinking. There must be a change. In this battle, Clark is not fighting alone. The same message is being supported by players throughout the league. Nafa Collier and Kelsey Plum, two of her elite colleagues, have also voiced their opinions. Over 40 players attended a meeting during the All-Star activities to discuss their objectives for the upcoming CBA. They want better working conditions, increased revenue sharing, and higher wages. There are multiple players involved in this protest. It concerns women's basketball's future. When they realize how much they contribute to the league's expansion, players are sick of hearing that there isn't enough money to compensate them adequately. Despite being compensated like a part-time employee, Caitlin Clark has been referred to as a once-in-a-generation player. The movement also draws attention to other ways in which players are handled. In order to make ends meet, a lot of WNBA players play abroad during the off-season. Their bodies suffer as a result, and they have less time to relax. It also brings up safety issues, particularly in nations that might not be as secure or stable. Players are now calling on the league to assume accountability and enhance home circumstances. Better facilities, safer travel, and, above all, fair compensation are what they demand. They think the WNBA can become a premier sports league, but only if it begins to treat its athletes with dignity. In a brief period of time, Caitlin Clark has accomplished more for the WNBA than many could have predicted. Attendance at games has significantly increased since she joined the league. In terms of ticket sales, Clark's team, the Indiana Fever, has topped the league. To accommodate the large crowds that attend her performances, some teams are even shifting their games to larger facilities. Additionally, TV ratings have increased. Clark's games are frequently the most viewed of the week. Not just in the WNBA, but in all of basketball, her jerseys are among the best-selling. She has demonstrated that there is a sizable market for women's basketball when it is given the limelight and has assisted in attracting new followers to the sport. Increased sponsorship and revenue have also resulted from this rise in popularity. However, the players haven't received a large portion of that money. Clark and others are curious as to why. They feel they ought to receive a portion of the benefits if they are contributing to the league's expansion. The league is still not as profitable as the NBA, according to some detractors. However, athletes like Clark don't suddenly demand millions of dollars. They are requesting equity. They desire a portion of the money they contribute to. They feel it is only fair that they gain financially if the league is doing better due to their diligence and popularity. The WNBA must make a choice. The players' voices have been heard. The leadership of the league must now react. One of the most significant contracts in WNBA history will be the new CBA. The pressure is greater than ever since celebrities like Caitlin Clark are spearheading the movement. Fans are also keeping a close eye on it. A lot of people are rooting for the players. People who support the "pay us what you owe us" statement frequently leave comments on social media. NBA players have also expressed solidarity, claiming to stand by their WNBA sisters. October 2025 is the deadline for the new CBA. A lockout or a strike may result if the players and the league are unable to come to an agreement by then. Although nobody wants it, the players have demonstrated that they are prepared to face risks in order to defend their rights. Clark has a big part in all of this. She is a leader in addition to being a gifted athlete. She is utilizing her position to advocate for all women in the league, not just herself. And she's doing it with poise, assurance, and strength. It's obvious what she and her teammates are trying to say. They adore the game. They no longer want to be underappreciated, underpaid, or ignored because they are proud of what they have created. They are prepared to be handled like the experts they are. There's more going on in the WNBA right now than just basketball. It is a component of a larger movement that is taking place in other industries, including sports. Women are speaking up and calling for equal treatment. That tale includes Caitlin Clark's protest, which is a potent illustration of how change starts. A new era of prosperity for women's sports may result if the league pays attention and collaborates with the athletes to reach a more equitable agreement. More talent, more sponsors, and more supporters. Respecting the individuals who create the game is the first step in making it what it is. Despite being a rookie when she joined the WNBA, Caitlin Clark is already establishing herself as a game changer. She is demonstrating what it takes to be a leader both on and off the court. And if the league is wise, it will pay attention to what she has to say and rise to the occasion. Because one thing is now quite evident. The players are unwilling to give up and are done waiting. Please remember to hit the like button and subscribe for more important sports articles if this video helped you comprehend what's actually going on in the WNBA. The world needs to pay attention to Caitlin Clark and her teammates because they are not only creating history, but also calling for significant change. Tell us in the comments. Is the WNBA doing enough, in your opinion? Should the players receive a larger share of the profits? Until then, Keep yourself informed, maintain your courage, and we'll see you in the upcoming video.